John Dwyer on Cork City Local Radio.
That's the Kinks there at number 20, Ray and Dave Davies, brothers of course, Peter Quaife and Mick Avery, a group who trotted out tremendous hits during the 1960s, and all of them written by Ray Davies. And of course the Kinks are currently in the American charts with a song called Come Dancing. So 18 years after having a hit in 1965, they're still going very strong. I think with one or two personal changes in that particular group. Time on the moment, it's just gone off 11:30 here on Cork City Local Radio, the station that plays the music you want to hear. And if we're not playing the music, well, you can write in and tell us. We'd be only too happy to hear from you. And it's the Golden Oldie Show with John Dwyer. Moving along with that chart at number 19, it came from a gentleman by the name of Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, along with his group of course. They're a group who drove to concerts in a hearse, which was a rather morbid thing indeed. The title of the song at number 19, it's Woolly Bully. A grey rocker indeed, coming from Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, and they used to also dress up in Arab gear with their turbans and things like that, and that was Woolly Bully. While at number 18, it's the Ivy League, John Carter, Ken Lewis and Perry Ford. And of course John Carter and Ken Lewis wrote a lot of hits, and one which springs to mind straight away is Can't You Hear My Heartbeat, which was a hit both for Goldie and the Gingerbreads and Herman's Hermits. And also I think Perry Ford wrote one or two hits, so a very successful trio there, and they were at number 18 with Tossing and Turning. The Ivy League there, tossing and turning all night. Maybe it's something to do with the heat at the moment, or maybe again it could be something else. Hello again John, and I wonder if you would be so kind as to play a request and wish a happy 21st birthday to Martin McCarthy on your Sunday show, as he will be celebrating his birthday on the 12th of July. Wish him all the best from Mum, Dad, brothers, sisters, granda, nieces, nephews, etc, etc, etc. And there's still a lot of etceteras onto that. Thanks John, and God bless, and this comes in from Maura and Company. Moving along with the British Top 30 on this weekend, back in 1965, and the record I'm dedicating to you, it's at number 17, coming from Cliff Richard, and it's On My Word. 1965, 1975, and more than likely in 1985. That's Cliff Richard there at number 17 with On My Word, a song written by Chip Taylor, who also wrote the big hit for the Trogs entitled Wild Thing. That's going out to Martin McCarthy, wishing him a happy 21st birthday which is on the 12th of July. Yes, a bit of an orange man there. And all the best from Mum and Dad, brothers and sisters, granda and nieces, nephews, and the rest of the company. And this came in from Maura and Company, of course. That was at number 17, while at 16, it's Dusty Springfield. And this gave her 6th solo hit since she left the Springfields. And I'd like to dedicate this to a great fan of Dusty Springfield, who should be listening in at the moment. And it's My Feelings Indeed, In the Middle of Nowhere. Now a very nice place to be indeed, in the middle of nowhere, at number 16, coming from Dusty Springfield. And it was really amazing that Dusty Springfield had one of the best female voices during the 1960s and into the 70s, but it's amazing that she has faded from the scene and has failed with every comeback effort to date. But hopefully that she will make it one of these days, because as I said, she was in my opinion one of the best female artists. Even going back to the 50s, she still hold her own with any one of them. Hi John, could you play a request for my sister Anna and her husband Bob Pittman, who are home for 2 weeks on holiday, and they're staying in 21 Desmond Square with my brother Bonnie. And please play a request for them as well, and this comes in from Joe. Moving along with that chart, at number 15, it's Trains and Boats and Planes from Burt Bacharach. While at number 14, it's a song written by Chris Andrews, who wrote most of Sandy Shaw's hits. Not all of them, but most of them. This one is entitled Long Live Love. Venus. Sandy Shaw there with Long Live Love, and so say all of us. Time on Cork City Local Radio at the moment, it's 14 minutes to 12. You're in tune with the Golden Oldie Show, presented by John Dwyer. That went out especially there to my sister Anna and her husband Bob Pittman. We're home on holidays for 2 weeks at the moment, and they're staying at 21 Desmond Square with my brother Bonnie. And please play a request for him also. And this came in from Joe, and I hope you enjoyed that one, coming from Sandy Shaw. At 13 on that chart, it's The Who, Anyway, Anyhow, Anywhere. While at number 12, it's Shirley Ellis with a song which was recently a hit for the Bell Stars, and it's entitled The Clapping Song. Group there who brought out some excellent singles during the 1960s, the Arbors there at number 9 with Heartful of Soul. And I think in March 1965, Eric Clapton left the particular group, the Arbors, to pursue his own career. I think he joined up with John Mayall's Blues Breakers after that. But he went on to so many groups it's hard to keep track of him, and replacing him in the Arbors for that particular single was none other than Jeff Beck, a man who achieved greater fame later on in the 70s and still is in the 80s. At number 8 on that chart, it's another Bob Dylan song. We'll already hear two this morning at number 30 and number 29, but at number 8 it's The Byrds, and this one is entitled, of course you know it well, Mr. Tambourine Man. When the Byrds came on the scene in 1965, they coined a new phrase in popular music. It was called folk rock, and that was one of the best examples of it there coming from the Byrds, who are Roger McGinn, Gene Clark, David Crosby, Chris Hillman and Mike Clark. And if you were to name all the groups that they formed and went into afterwards, I think you'd want an encyclopedia to keep track of it. They certainly were very talented gentlemen. At number 7 on the British Top 30 on this weekend back in 1965, which is the year we're covering this morning, was an EP coming from the Rolling Stones entitled Got Live If You Want It, which was a live EP. At number 6, it's another EP, one in the middle from Manfred Mann, but the number 5 single came from Donovan Leitch all the way from Glasgow, and here he's singing about Colours. Good morning to you, it's the Golden Oldie Show with John Dwyer, and the time at the moment is coming up to 4 minutes to noon. Donovan at number 5 with Colours. Donovan was always a singer who brought out some very nice songs, very mellow indeed. And I can remember one time going to see Donovan, I think it was in the Arcadia, and I was really very disappointed with him. He spent something like about a half an hour trying to tune up his guitar, and by the time he got started most of the crowd were so annoyed that they felt like leaving, which was really a disappointment because, as I said, I was certainly looking forward to seeing him on that particular night, and that's a long time ago. Well, not all that long ago really. Moving along with the chart, back in 65 at number 4, it came from Don and Phil Everly, and this was the last big British hit.